Samanta Chakravalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajase Sunantu Sagga Mokkadang Dhamma savana kalo ayang badanta Dhamma savana kalo ayang badanta Dhamma savana kalo ayang badanta Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma sambuddhasse Yam bhikkave natum hakang Tang pajehate Tang o pahinang Hitaya sukhaya bhavisyati Kincha bhikkave natum hakang Chakkhung bhikkave natum hakang Tang pajehate Tang o pahinang Hitaya sukhaya bhavisyati Dear Dhamma friends and devotees, first of all, I would like to wish and bless everyone to be well and happy. Today, this Dhamma sermon is sponsored by the staff members of IMC or IAIC situated at number 154 Havelock Road, Colombo 5. You are keeping thoughts in your mind to wish and bless to the good health and long life to retired principal Mr. E. Sumanasiri and the family, the loving father of Dr. Gihan Sumanasiri. Also, you can have a knowledge and understanding of the Buddha, what the Buddha asks us to follow with our day-to-day life. At the same time, you can make your mind to be well and happy. Also, you are able to transfer merits towards departed to beloved ones. Keeping these thoughts in your mind, please remain with my voice throughout of this sermon. Dear Dhamma friends, being a human is so rare. Dullabancha manussatang. Compared to animal world, we may realize lots of experiences about our rare situations of human life. Compared to animal world, we are not able to count, but we are able to count human heads. Simply, there are 7 billion people are living all over the world at the present moment. Why I explain this kind of subject? First thing is we have to make you to be aware of this rare situation. That means being a human is so rare. Otherwise, people may forget our valuable time of this life and abuse this humanity. if you don't have any physical or mental problems by birth, and then we don't want to be upset or get upset about our skin color, what we got by our birth. At the same time, we don't want to have worries about our figure of this body. Of course, if we have any kind of health problems, we are supposed to go through treatment, that's fine. But still, in a way, we are healthy. It could be mental and physical, and then we have to be satisfied with our own body and life. We are having lots of chances to overcome any kind of problems, what it arises within our lifestyle. There are so many problems which are created by human beings. Of course, there are some problems created by the nature. But if we are having strong minds and thoughts, we can solve problems and then be happy and peaceful. If I ask you, who is the Buddha? You may have lots of thoughts in your mind when I ask you, who is the Buddha? Some may have some knowledge which are coming from your parents or your ancestors. Sometimes you may have kind of experience while finding who is the Buddha and what kind of teachings he taught us to apply into our lives. Simply, I would like to say, the Buddha means nothing but compassion and wisdom. Please keep in your mind. The Buddha means nothing but compassion and wisdom. Whoever comes to the Buddha has to be kind and wise. It doesn't matter which language you speak, which religion you follow, which country you belong to, but still, blood is red, tears are salty. Blood is red, tears are salty. That means by birth, human beings are equal. Everybody is asking for happiness, especially mental happiness. Nobody wants to be eaten by anyone else. Everybody loves themselves. Therefore, the Buddha, greatest teacher for ever been on this earth, asks us to be kind and wise. When we recite Buddhaṃ Saraṇaṃ Gacchāmi, each time we have to promise ourselves to be a kind and wise person. Don't you think? There are so many problems existing all over the world due to disrespect. People are not respecting each other. I'm not talking about sharing their feelings, sharing their wealth, etc. But at least with our mind, we have to respect each other. We have to protect our own. At the same time, we have to let other beings to live. So that's why people are asking, please, leave me alone. Otherwise, let me to live. The Buddha asks us, everybody loves themselves. Therefore, having experiences by your own, you have to respect each other. Start at your home. Sometimes people may think when we ask children to respect their parents, of course, we have to respect our parents when we are children. At our childhood, of course, we have to respect our children, our parents. After that, we are adults and then we have to go through our own way. It's not. Though we are traveling all over this sansaric journey, sansara means the circle of death and birth. When we travel throughout of this sansaric journey, we got this valuable time. That means we became a human. Of course, our parents help us to come to this world and then to grow. Otherwise, we may not exist on this earth. If our parents gave up everything and then we are not able to survive. So that's why charity begins at home. With that concept, we have to start all kind of human feelings of love and compassion with our parents under one roof. It doesn't matter you are an adult or not, educated or not, at least being a human, we have to respect our parents and then have lots of lovely feelings with your own family. When you leave your home, and then you are leaving your home with lots of love and compassion, and then it doesn't matter which skin color, still you are holding, but still people would say you are lovely and friendly. When I talk to you, I feel my mind is all right. When I associate with you, I feel you are in my own family. You are like my brother and sister. If you believe in rebirth, I feel you may, in my past life, in the same family. This is what honestly I feel. And then we are so close. We have to respect each other. We have to share our things and then to live happily. This is what we really need today. Without putting into category by thinking we are in this category. You are not in our part. You are not in our category. By saying these kind of things, we are going to divide it into pieces. And then we are having lots of problems. It's not right according to the noble teachings of the Buddha. So that's why I explained before, at the beginning of this sermon, if someone asks you who is the Buddha means nothing but compassion and wisdom. Therefore, regardless of country, race, religion, whatever we put into category, just we have to respect the Buddha, because the Buddha taught us to be kind and wise all the time. If you have a kind heart, of course, and then people may say, of course, you are in my same family like brothers and sisters. When we become kind, not only for human beings, but also for animals, even they feel we are so close to them. Animals are not cruel. Of course, they are trying to protect their lives. So that's why sometimes they are biting us. Sometimes they are pulling us. Sometimes they are trying to kill us. Why? They love themselves. They like themselves. They want to protect themselves. So that's why they are going to act that way. By knowing this truth, sabbe sanjivitampyang, everybody loves themselves, and then we have to respect not only human beings but also all living beings. It's really needed today at this present moment. Can you remember in Buddhism, we teach metta. Metta means loving kindness. Metta means loving kindness. It's not love. It's not love. Love means kind of selfish. People used to say, I love you as long as you love me. Otherwise, mind your business. So that's why it's happening all over the world. People are getting divorced. People are fighting each other, asking for love, asking for caring, and protection. But love is kind of selfish. At the very beginning of our life, parents used to say, I love you, my darling. Even sacrificing my own life, I would like to protect you. Of course, I love you. Then my whole life is right. But when we grow up, people or parents have to take care of themselves. And then, of course, we made your world happy. And then we have to go through our own life. This is what love is. Sometimes between wife and husband, they would say, though we are having two bodies, but still we feel one life. But still there's kind of expectations and wishes. If they lose their expectations and wishes, and then they used to say, I don't know what to do. I can't walk with you. I had to get divorced. I don't feel you are in my life because you are not fulfilling my desires and thoughts and aspirations. This is what ordinary love is. When we talk about metta, metta means completely pure. It's not abused by any kind of lust, strong attachment, aversion, anger, craving, etc. It's completely pure. It's totally pure. When we practice metta or loving kindness, our mind is ready to spread over whole world. Without asking for anything in return, metta is ready to spread all kind of thoughts all over the world, regardless of gender, color, regardless of a friend or enemy who is unfriendly to us, but still trained metta is ready to spread pure thoughts towards those people even. So that's why metta is very important to us. Therefore, when we become kind, our life is full of compassion and humanity. I explained before, humanity means love and compassion. Humanity means love and compassion. But I would like to suggest you to include metta or loving kindness into the word of love. Because love is kind of selfish, but metta is not selfish. It's completely pure. When we are able to practice metta, which is included compassion or karuna, and mudita. Mudita means sympathetic joy or altruistic joy, and equanimity or upekka is so beautiful. This is what life is, what we are asking for throughout of our life, according to the noble teachings of the Buddha. And wise, when we recite Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, automatically it has to be in our mind. That means wisdom. Of course, when we talk about wisdom, people may think about our education, worldly educational knowledge or background. So that's why people used to say, oh, you are educated because you are having this kind of degrees and knowledge and experiences. Of course, conventionally it's right. Conventionally it's right, we have to respect everybody because you are a doctor, engineer, teacher, accountant, lawyer, so on. But still, if you have uncontrolled attachment, anger, aversion, jealousy, that means you are not educated or experienced person according to the Buddha's teachings. Worldly subject knowledge is all right, but still we have to have the experience of wisdom of real nature of this life. What does it mean? We have to be experienced with real nature of this life. Sabbe sankhara anicchāti. Transient are all component things. Transient are all component things. Simply, Nothing is permanent. Everything is impermanent. By saying this kind of words, do you think I am going to invite you to cry? Of course not. Only thing is you have to be mindful. You have to be mindful with your thoughts, with your words, and with your action. Before creating your thoughts, of course thoughts are there, but still we are asking you to train your mind to think about that. Before creating thoughts, just you have to have a training of what's going to be happen. What's going to be happen with my own thoughts, what I am going to create in my mind, if it is right or not. At the same time, we have to be mindful with our thoughts whether I'm going to express through my mouth, right or not, evil or not. Also, before putting into action, we have to be mindful whether I'm going to act accordingly. That means whether I'm going to follow something right or not. This is what we are asking you to be mindful all the time. The Buddha said, Sati Sampajanya, live at the present moment. Live at the present moment. As I explained before, everybody loves themselves. We have to be kind person, not only towards myself, but also towards everybody, towards all living beings. Being a kind person and then to be wise, that means I have to be mindful. This life is not permanent. This life is not permanent. When I talk about life, it doesn't mean only the physical body, but also whole our life, full of our life. That means 5 khandhas, 5 aggregates, what I am talking about as life. That means rupa. Rupa means form. Vedana means feeling or sensations. And sanya, conception. And sankhara. Sankhara means mental formation. And vijnana. Vijnana means consciousness. Form, feelings, concepts, mental formations and consciousness exist together and make a life. And then we call me, or I, or being, or a person. And then we say, oh, I am here, you are there, there's a life. Including 5 khandhas existed together. This whole life is not permanent. It is impermanent. This life is not permanent, but it is impermanent. We have passed 2 years with COVID-19 or coronavirus. That pandemic is so bad. It's so painful. I think most of people all over the world got lots of experiences. Though they are not affected, some people may not affected, but still they had lots of experiences of the result of, bad result of this pandemic. This is what I am inviting everybody to think about the real nature of this life or world. Nothing is permanent. This life is not permanent. Therefore, we don't want to cry or we don't want to be inactive, but we have to be active, also to be mindful. Life is short. Death is certain. Life is uncertain. By knowing this truth, we have to train our mind to accept and then to act accordingly. So that's why I ask you, before thinking, we have to be mindful with our own thoughts. Before expressing, we have to be mindful with our words. Before putting into action, we have to be mindful with our deed or action, whether it's going to be right or bad, evil or not. It comes in all kind of religions. According to the Buddha's noble teachings, the Buddha introduced 5 precepts. It's simply respect everybody, respect all living beings, not to kill, including not to hurt or harm. You may have lots of experiences within your own family, sometimes between parents and children, wife and husband, brothers and sisters. There may be lots of experiences within your own family. Please respect me. Please call me with lovely words. Do not hurt me. I can't bear up. Please call me with lots of lovely words. I like you. I love you very much. Otherwise, I don't want to survive on this earth. I know. Anytime I may leave this world keeping everything behind. It doesn't matter how much I love myself or how much I love yourself. But anytime I may leave this world keeping everything behind. There are so many things what we are going to struggle over to protect. But still, if we are going to lose my breath, it's completely over. It doesn't matter, you may have written on a paper, it belongs to me. Sometimes you have given promises while keeping your farms on someone's head. I'll be there all the time. I'll be with you throughout of my life. I never leave you. By saying, you may have given lots of promises to someone else in your life, but you know, it is conventional. You know, it's conventional, but absolutely nothing to save my own mind. Even to my own body. How many times we are going to brush up our teeth, comb our hair, clean our face and body, dress up with lots of beautiful clothes, but still, when we get sick, we become helpless and innocent. And then we have to ask for help. Please help me to survive. This is the real nature of this life or 5 aggregates. This is what actually I summarize into the word of life. This life is uncertain, but death is certain. By knowing this truth, not only knowing this truth, but also too, by training our mind to accept this truth, katabang kusalang, charitamba brahmacharyang, natijata samaranang, katabang kusalang, you have to follow good paths. But the Buddha asks us to follow with his own experiences. As Buddha's followers or listeners, they have known to the point to follow. Of course, the Buddha was not just saying you are supposed to do these kind of things, but he has done lots of things throughout of his previous lives. Not only few lives, but also throughout of millions, billions lives, the Buddha got experienced what life is. What kind of feelings we are going to have asking for happiness. Kin satcha gavesi? Kin kusala gavesi? What truth is? What we are supposed to do to get rid of this suffering or sansaric journey. Sometimes you may say, I don't want to go through this kind of suffering or painful situations. I have to get rid of these situations. I don't want to mention some hospitals or sickness, name of sicknesses. When I visit some hospitals, there are so many patients. They can bear up their pains and sorrows in their mind at the same time with their thoughts. Sometimes they used to ask, Venerable Sir, I can bear up my pains, which arise in my body. Why I came to this world? Why I came to this world to suffer like this? Venerable Sir, please wish me to have a relief from this pain. At the same time, ask me, Venerable Sir, not to come back to this world. Not to come back to this world. I don't want to go through suffering. They have no any kind of long experience throughout of this life, but within few months, just they have came to the final decision of their journey, last thought moment. So that's why they are asking, though I'm going to close up my eyes tonight, but still I had to make my mind. With what? I don't want to come back to this world to suffer like this. So that's why throughout of the Buddha's own experiences in his previous billions of lives, and then he found Four Noble Truths. Dukkha. Dukkha means unsatisfactoriness. Whatever the wishes we are going to put in our mind, we can't fulfill everything what we need. But if we are going to make our mind by knowing or training, nothing is permanent, everything is impermanent, and then conventionally we are going to handle with. But absolutely we know we don't have 100% control over anything. Whether they are beings or not, whether it's right or not, everything is subject to get changed and withered. When we offer these beautiful flowers in front of the Buddha statue, of course we are creating those kind of pure thoughts in our mind. We know these flowers are, since these natural flowers are subject to get withered. Having comparison with our own body, we know we are losing our energy. Moment by moment we are losing our mental and physical energy. That means we are getting old. We are aging. Finally, we are coming to death. We are coming to last thought moment of our journey. Our destination of life, that means death. It may happen any time. It could be happen any time. In this era, people used to say, we are having hundreds of long life. Normally we used to wish everybody, you have to have 100 of long life. Even when we respect our mother and father, we would say Ayudigang Vassa Satang. That means, dear my mother, dear my father, you may have 100 years long life. We would like to wish you to have. But still, it could be last thought moment of our life at any time. At any time we may leave this world. And then we have to be mindful with our all kind of thoughts, words and action. The Buddha said with his own experiences, dukkha is there, suffering is there. That means we are not asking to drop tears, but to be alert or mindful with our thoughts. If we are not trained our mind, the nature of this world, nothing is permanent, what's going to be happen? We are going to grasp anything by thinking is permanent. Of course, we know nothing is permanent. But when we grasp objects, if you are like it, we say, I love you so much. Without this form or without you, without this voice or sounds, without smell, without this food, without this kind of worldly things, I can't survive. When we get it, we think, oh, it's all right. Now I overcame my whole life. I came to fulfill my dreams. I'm all right. I could be a happiest person on this earth by saying people are going to enjoy with these worldly components. But according to the teachings of the Buddha, Not only that, according to the real nature of these worldly situations, everything is having constant changes. Can you remember the words of the Buddha? Everything is having a constant changes. Even myself, when I pronounce me, M and E, I have already gone. I have already lost. My time is gone. I can't grab again, it's gone. Slowly, I'm coming to the last destination of my life. This is what the Buddha said. You have to be mindful with dukkha or suffering. It depends on your understanding or realization. If you know nothing is permanent and you are trained on that, and then you are going to treat yourself with love and compassion. Because I know, being a human is so rare, I got this valuable chance, and then I have to use for a good cause. I have to use for a good cause. Conventionally, I have to study, work harder, have to be a qualified human being into this world. Of course, you have to be a worthy person to your family, and then you have to be a qualified person to this world, and then you may get married, have kids, do your moral duties towards everybody, and then do some duties towards this human world. At least planting a plant or just growing kind of good things on this earth. You may do kind of moral duties towards this human world, and then we are going to be happy with our own mind. I have done at least with a very small portion in my life. I have done kind of moral duties towards myself, towards human world as well. But I know everything is losing, everything is changing, everything is departing. If everything is having departure, just I have to train our mind to accept this truth. And then we are not going to grasp anything or anyone by thinking it is permanent or they are permanent in my life. It doesn't mean you are going to or we are going to lose our duties towards each other. Of course, still, being parents and children, they are going to hold their hands, they are going to hug, they are going to say some words, I love you, you are like an apple in my eyes. Sometimes I would like to treat you than my whole life. I'm sacrificing my whole life because of you. I'm so happy being with you, such a nice and beautiful person in my life. That's fine, because you have to enjoy your life. You have to please your life. That's fine. But remember, sile patittaya naro sapanyon. You have to be disciplined and then continue your life. Can you remember? You have to be disciplined. It depends on our humanity. I explained already, humanity means love and compassion. Of course, love is not kind of metta. Love is kind of selfish, but still, just you have to say, absolutely, I love you. That's fine. Just you have to say, how about unconditional love? Without asking for anything in return, I have to do my duties towards everybody. That's fine. And then I love you, this environment. I love this humanity. I love this world. That's fine. And then you have to do your duties. But still, we have to feel, though we are holding each other's hand, like between parents and children, wife and husband, or between loved ones, but still, even with my single finger, I don't have 100% control. If you have 100% control, why there are some doctors? Why there are some hospitals? Why we are having lots of pains and sorrows in our whole body? We don't have 100% control over this body. And then we are not going to have lots of kind of feelings of mana. Mana means conceit. Sometimes people used to say, put other people down because of their worldly subject knowledge, because of their wealth. They used to introduce themselves, oh, we are rich, you are a poor. You are not in our category, according to their caste, according to their country, according to their race, according to their religion or whatever. Sometimes about their outcomes or their appearance. Some people used to, measure these worldly things. But, this human body is like a mobile washroom. This body is like a mobile washroom which is full of impurities. Through 9 kind of doors, always is pouring some impurities. It's coming out. We are trying our best to protect this body. That means we are cleaning all the time. It's like a damaged, pot, always having lots of problems. And then, what kind of, things just we are going to appreciate this body while putting other people down. Oh, I'm all right compared to you because I am the richest person. I am the beautiful person. I am the, happiest person. Of course, conventionally, it's all right, but absolutely, everything is having constant changes. This understanding or realizations the Buddha explained as dukkha. Just see, otherwise we are not asking everyone to be cry. We are not asking to be inactive. Of course, you have to be active. This is what I already explained. You have to study, work harder. It depends on your wishes. That means you have to get married, have kids, and then do your duties towards this, your family, relatives, nations, and country, and finally, this human world. This is what world existed with everybody's support and help. We need it. Dukkha means whatever the feelings we used to create our mind, we are not able to fulfill. 100% control. We don't have 100% control over this life or over this world. If we are improved or developed with technology or health, what happened with COVID-19 or coronavirus? Everybody became helpless and innocent. Even now, you are wearing a mask. That's fine. But if I ask you, if you are treating with lots of facilities your body, why you are wearing a mask? You have to have 100% control over your face. We know if you are going to affect it over this virus, definitely we may complete our whole life. That means we may going to die. So that's why the Buddha said, by knowing this truth, with realization of this nature of life, we have to be mindful. Respect everybody. Do not hurt or harm anyone else. Sabbe sanjivitam piyang. Everybody loves themselves. Dukkha. And samudaya. Why dukkha is there? Why it happened? It depends on our understanding. There are some kind of problems. Even right now, at this moment, even in Sri Lanka, there are so many economic problems. And so there's a kind of things which affects our society and our people, but it created in our human mind. People think this is what I really need. So that's why we are struggling to get it back. We had this kind of life, but we are losing these kind of things. We need to get it back. So we are fighting, we are struggling. Someone would say, all right, we have to make decisions, but we have to be disciplined. We don't want to harm or hurt anyone else. Please come to the table and discuss, share our feelings, help each other. Please give your helping hands and then find solutions. I don't want to hurt or damage my mind, because my mind has lots of good thoughts. According to Buddhism, we call as wholesome thoughts or kusala. Throughout of our life, we have followed lots of wholesome activities and thoughts, offering generosity or dana, and following sila or morality, and practicing meditation or bhavana. We have accumulated lots of wholesome thoughts in our mind until we get sotapanna, or winning this stream of flowing of kilesas or defilements. We call as sotapanna, stream winner. Until that situation, stage, just we are in a risk age or situation. When we come to the final thought moment of our life, we call as chuti chitta, last thought moment of our life or mind. We call as chuti chitta. If some unwholesome thoughts come into this last thought moment, definitely we are going to reborn in one of hells. When we compare to this human world, it's long journey. It's long journey. We have to go through lots of suffering. Therefore, convincingly we have to find solutions. But we have to be mindful not to damage our consciousness. It is full of wholesome thoughts. What we have accumulated throughout of our life by doing or following generosity, morality, and meditation. In Pali words, dana, sila, bhavana. Samudaya means all kind of problems are created by craving. Nirodha, what we are supposed to do? By knowing this truth, convincingly straight, just we have to act accordingly. But absolutely we have to know, I don't have any control over this life or this journey. Therefore, I don't want to keep any thoughts in my mind which is permanent. Just we have to act accordingly. It's like this. You know, sometimes your parents would say, I love you, my darling. I never leave you. But parents know, anytime I may leave you, my darling. But still, to please you, to survive with lots of happiness, I have to say, I love you so much. I never leave you. I'll be there all the time. It is simple. It is natural. And it is conventional. But absolutely, I know, my dear children, anytime I may leave you. We don't know whether we meet each other in our sansaric journey. Anyway, anytime I may leave you. You came to our life. We did our duties towards you. Our best. I think we have done our duties. And then anytime we may leave. Make your mind and then treat us well. But still, we have to live together in harmony. See? Nirodha, renunciation. And then finally, we have to follow the path of Arya Attangika Magga. Eightfold of path, Arya Attangika Magga. Samadhi, right understanding or right views. This is what I explain. Right understanding. You are there. I see this audience. Gentlemen and ladies, or mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, daughters and sons. This is what actually I know. I got to know you are here in this audience. But I know you are lovely and friendly. You are accordingly with love and compassion. But nothing is permanent. We may leave this world anytime. Therefore, kattabbang kusalang, have this kind of understanding and then to dwell in your mind. Charitabban brahmacharyang have a pure life, at least good life, at least satisfied life. What you create in your mind, I am all right. I have not eradicated all kind of desires in my life. Therefore, I may have kind of feelings sometimes I cannot explain to others because it's not right to this society or to our family or to our family bonds. I feel these kind of feelings, but still I know how to, at the beginning, control. And then later on in my life, I'm trained to let it go off. It has to be naturally. Let it go off. And then I feel I'm all right. I'm relaxed. Having a long breath, breathe in and out. I'm releasing my burden through my nose. And then I feel relaxed. I'm all right. Katabang kusalang charitabang brahmacharyang. I'm having a good life, right life, respectable life. People have to think about that. And then Ariyatangika Magga, Samadhi, right understanding. And Samasanka, right understanding means Four Noble Truths, just we have to work with. We have to realize with these Four Noble Truths. I explained already suffering, cause of suffering, cessation of suffering, and the path to cease suffering. Dukkha Samudaya Nirodha Magga. Samasankappa, Nikkamma Sankappa, concept of renunciation. I see you are there, but I don't want to attach to you with lust. I don't want to reject you with aversion or anger. Of course, if you have any kind of problems or if you are going to create kind of problems, being an unfriendly person to me, of course, I have to protect myself. All right, but I am not going to damage you, hurt you. I have to protect my life. But with my mind, I'm not going to create any kind of anger or jealousy. I know nothing is permanent. Concept of renunciation. I have renounced my eyes, my ears, nose, tongue and body. I don't have any kind of evil thoughts of anger, jealousy, hatred with my consciousness. Consciousness of eye, consciousness of ear, consciousness of nose, consciousness of tongue, consciousness of body, consciousness of mind. I have trained to impermanence. Therefore, I don't want to grasp any kind of outcomes which is permanent. That means Nekkamma Sankappa, renunciation of concept. Avyapada Sankappa, thoughts of peace and metta, kindness, hurtlessness. I'm not going to hurt anyone else. That kind of thoughts I'm going to create in mind. And avihimsa sankappa, concept of friendliness, concept of friendliness. I'm not going to hurt or harm anyone else. Samma sankappa, samma vacha. Samma vacha means right speech, not to abuse your mouth with lying, slanderous words, and gossip, and filthy words or malicious words. We have to protect our mouth. Why? Nothing is permanent. Anytime we may leave this world keeping everything behind. Therefore, I have protect my mind and to protect my words. This is what we really need today. People used to say, it doesn't matter if you are not going to grant a big amount of money, but at least your beautiful words is so important to me. People used to say, I'm not expecting anything like worldly things, but I need kind of lovely words. This is what I'm asking you. Please me. Please treat me with lovely words. People used to say, words are so important. Samma kammanta. We have to get rid of killing, including hurting and harming beings. And we have to get rid of stealing, which is not belongs to you. Nowadays, lots of people are talking about stealing. Just we have to touch our heart and ask ourselves, how about myself? Whether I am doing my duties or jobs or whatever as you call it, honestly, being honest, I am doing my own duties. And then we are able to talk others. But first thing is we have to touch ourselves. Whether I'm stealing my time, my duties, or I'm going to, do something bad to other people, but still I am paid, but still I'm not doing my duties. That's a kind of thing just we have to think. Being honest, just we have to ask ourselves. We have to get rid of stealing. We have to get rid of sensual misbehavior. Before getting married, you have to have a respectable life. After you got married, you have to protect your family bonds. This is what the Buddha asks us, Samma Kamanta. And Samma Ajiva, we have to have a right livelihood. Without stealing, without killing, without hurting, without doing lots of, bad things. Just we have to follow our, duties and life. We have to maintain our life. Sometimes over one night, just we are not able to earn millions of rupees or dollars, but still, slowly we are going to earn money rightfully. It is respectable. It is recognized in the noble teachings of the Buddha. Why? Even when we go to bed at night, we may feel, I am all right. I'm not stealing someone's money. I'm not damaging to others' lives. I'm not intruding into others' lives. I'm protecting my life. I'm maintaining my life. And then I'm helping my family members or loved ones. I may close my eyes anytime peacefully. This is what we need. And right livelihood, this is what I'm talking about. Samma Vayama. Samma Ajiva, Samma Vayama. Samma Vayama means we have to try our best to protect evils, what we are not created. At the same time, we have to try to eradicate evil things, what we have already done. At the same time, we have to work our best to create good things. At the same time, we have to work towards what we are not created at this moment. If we have not done good things or meritorious actions or deeds, just we have to work towards those things to work accordingly. That means being a Buddhist monk, just I have to be mindful every day. You came to this sasana or order of the Buddha to get rid of this sansaric journey which is full of suffering. At the same time, you promise yourself to help other people to find happiness, mental happiness, to get rid of this craving or sansaric journey. Without losing your aspirations, just you have to find peace within yourself. At the same time, help others. At the same time, I'm asking you, being a mother or father, wife or husband, at least being a human beings, be mindful who I am. I already asked you to be mindful with your rare human life, what we got, and then use for a good cause. Sometimes you are not able to find billions of dollars or rupees in a day, but slowly, just we have make money and find solution, and then to protect your peacefulness in your mind. Samma Vayama, Samma Sati. 4 types of establishment of mindfulness. We have to be mindful with our body or with our bodily action, when we walk, when we stand, when we walk, when we stand, when we sit, when we lie down. We have to be mindful with our bodily action, whether I am going to harm towards myself or others as well. I know this body is not permanent, this life is not permanent. Anytime we may lose everything. By knowing this truth, I have to maintain this life or body peacefully. we are going to concentrate on our bodily action. Also, we have to focus on our feelings or sensation. What kind of sensations I'm going to create in my mind? Of course, as ordinary people, we may have kind of evil thoughts right away. Just we have to remove it and then promise ourselves to grow lots of good thoughts in our mind. Of course, when we associate with good friends, all the time we are going to have lots of chances to maintain good thoughts in our mind. So that's why people used to say, if you are going to associate with single person who is well cultured and disciplined, that's all right. If you are going to associate with hundreds of people, those who are not well cultured and undisciplined, they are not disciplined, it's not right. If you don't have a friend to walk with, just walk yourself. That's fine. It's not kind of we are talking about loneliness. You don't feel lonely. Your mind is, of course, fulfilling your thoughts. If you are not trained, always just we are having feelings of loneliness. And then we used to claim, I'm lonely. I don't know what it is in my mind. It's kind of dark. I can't put into words. I don't know how to express. Something burdened in my mind, something empty in my mind, because of our mind is not trained. So that's why even with a single person who is well cultured and well disciplined, just we are supposed to go with. Who could be a wife, husband, parents, children, brothers, sisters, or a friend. Actually, we are asking for happiness. We are asking for mental happiness. This is what the Buddha suggests you. It's up to you. Attahi attano nato, kohi nato parosya. You have to be your own master. You have to be your own master. No one can help. Absolutely. Conventionally, like our parents and other people, they may help, but it's not permanent. Like this pandemic of corona, see, we have lots of experiences. And with our sensations, just we have to be mindful. And then with our mind, whether it's full of lust, whether it's non-lust, whether it's peaceful, whether it's full of aversion or anger, whether it's like, friendly thoughts, and then whether it's like full of lust, of course we have to control at the beginning and then to let it go off with understanding. If you are having lots of angry feelings of our mind, just we have to train our mind, why I'm going to get angry? Just I have to resolve problems while talking to others friendly. Otherwise, just we can ask for help with police or in law field. That's fine. But still, I have to maintain my peacefulness in my mind. This is what the Buddha asks us to follow. And then finally, we have to focus on objects. We have to protect from 5 hindrances. Kamachanda. Kamachanda means very strong feelings of lust or attachment. Kamachanda is painful. Of course, we are having conventional feelings of love and attachment, but we are trained, which is not permanent. By knowing this truth, just we have to act. If you are going to have strong feelings of lust or attachment, that's definitely we are going to hurt ourselves. Kamachanda. We have to work with, not to have. And then vyapada, that means angry thoughts or aversion. Of course, we have to eradicate aversion or anger with metta. And then thinamidda, sleepiness or drowsiness, just we have to remove from our mind our best. And then uddacha kukucha. And then, sometimes our mind is like a scattered soil, going everywhere, grasping everything. Our mind is not concentrated. So that's why uddacha kukucha, we have to concentrate on good things and then to continue our life. And vichikicha, that means doubt. Of course, we have to question, we have to find, we may have clues. Sometimes we may have kind of, we are going to be curious, but still we have to work with, peace, love, and compassion. And then finally, we may realize nothing is permanent, everything is impermanent. Conventionally is me, but absolutely nothing to say my own mind. The Buddha said finally, Yam bhikkhave natumha kantam pajahata. If you don't have 100% rights over your life, that means you are supposed to renounce. It's all right, conventionally you are going to hold each other's hand with your loved ones or friends, but we have to train our mind to accept the truth of impermanence. That means renunciation. We are going to renounce with our eyes, with our ears, nose, tongue and body, and then our whole life is practicing renunciation or nekkhamma. This is what we really need. Otherwise, when we get sick, before physical body, our mind is going to get sick. I don't know what's going to be happen to me. I have done everything to me. I have decorated. I have done lots of things to, beautify this body. I have treated my stomach. I have, dressed up with very fancy clothes and things. But what happened to me? I can't walk. I can't speak. I have no any feelings. What happened to me? People are going to regret. Finally, they are going to end up with aversion, anger. Though I have done lots of things throughout of my life, finally, I became innocent and helpless. Why I came to this world? With anger or aversion, they may leave this world. Finally, they may reborn in one of hells. According to Buddha's teachings, there are, number of hells. But according to other religions, with respect, I would say, due respect, I have to say only just two things: eternal hell and eternal heaven. If you are going to hell, it is eternal. You can't escape from that. It's forever. Due respect, just I'm inviting to think about these teachings of any religions. And finally, we have to live happily. We have to respect each other. This is what the Buddha said. Yam bhikkhave natumha kantam pajahata. If we don't have 100% control over this body, just we have to make our mind to accept the truth without having pains and sorrow. Some people are hiding their pains, but they used to pretend we are all right. But lots of pains and sorrows in their heart. But being honest, we have to have real understanding or realization with this real nature of this life. Our eyes is not belongs to us. Of course, it's my eyes, it's my ears, it's my nose, tongue and body. All right, conventionally. It is conventional, but absolutely. Why some people are wearing spectacles or glasses if you are having your own eyes? Why? Some people used to say, I can't see the world, I can't hear you, I can't bite or I can't, swallow. My mouth is having kind of problems. I can walk, I can do my own things. Even my own things I can't follow. Why people are going to claim? We understand. We don't have 100% full of rights over our eyes, ears, nose, tongue and body. Again, I would like to remind you not to cry, but to be inactive. But to be active. Not to be inactive, but to be active. Used for a good cause with this rare chance of being a human life. By the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, may you be well, happy and peaceful, finally attain Supreme Nibbana. Akasattha cha bummattha devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu sasanang. Akasattha cha bummattha devanaga mahiddhika punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu desanang. Akasattha cha bummattha දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු ත්වං සදා. Dear Dhamma friends and devotees, the Dhamma sermon is sponsored by members of IMC or AIC situated at number 154 Havelock Road, Colombo 5. Purpose of the Dhamma sermon: to wish the good health and long life to retired principal Mr. E. Sumanasiri and the family, the loving father of Dr. Gihan Sumanasiri. With this understanding, you may have lots of pure thoughts we introduce as wholesome thoughts which you created in your mind throughout of this Dhamma sermon. With these pure thoughts, you can wish retired principal Mr. E. Sumanasiri and the family, also loving father of Dr. Gihan Sumanasiri, to be well, happy and peaceful, having lots of good thoughts of throughout of their lives. This is what your aspirations and wishes by following this Dhamma sermon. I would like to, may you be well and happy. At the same time, may you fulfill your all kind of good thoughts and aspirations. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Also, you would like to wish respectable Reverend Mirisse Dhammika thero good health and long life. I would like to enjoy and then rejoice in your wishes by practicing this Dhamma thoughts and sermons. Also, you would like to wish the good health and long life to everyone who contributed in numerous aspects and to all who listened Dhamma preaching. To wish the establishment of a prosperous and a spiritual nation through the elimination of the crisis situation experienced by our motherland at present. To wish the well-being of all the inhabitants of this country and the entire world. While having lots of thoughts to fulfill your thoughts and aspirations, I would like to, by the blessings of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, may you be well, happy and peaceful, finally attain supreme Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you and Anumodana.
मोहक्षयो निब्बानं